Hi, this is Attorney John Thompson once again from Legal Solution Letters and LawyersLetters.com. I'm going to give you a little bit today on the most common problems between a landlord-tenant, or I should say landlords and tenants. And the most common problem is regarding security deposits. I'm going to try to do one of these periodically, hoping that they're going to better inform you as to what we do here at LegalSolutionLetters.com and LawyersLetters.com. In any event, let's get started. Here we go. The deposit that a landlord gets as a security deposit can be used for one of four purposes: unpaid rent, or to clean, but only to clean the apartment to the condition as it existed when the tenant first moved in. So you want to make sure that you take pictures when you first move in. This gives you something to refer back to later on should it become an issue that the landlord's hitting you too much for cleaning fees, or cleaning the carpet, whatever. If the carpet wasn't clean when you moved in, then he's only entitled to clean it to restore it to that level. You don't have to pay to have every carpet in every room clean. The next thing is to repair for damages other than normal wear and tear. Now, we'll get to normal wear and tear a little later. This is a big area where there's often a dispute. The fourth one is if a lease allows for the replacing of fixtures or furnishings within the apartment for reasons other than normal wear and tear. Once again, normal wear and tear becomes an issue because if the couch that was there that you rented along with the place was in a certain condition and you were there for 3 or 4 years and it's in worse condition now, well, that's probably attributable to normal wear and tear. The amount that the landlord can withhold from your security deposit is only reasonably necessary for the purposes to restore the place to the condition that it existed when you moved in. The lease can never say that a security deposit is non-refundable. In 21 days after you move out, the landlord must either send you a full refund or mail or personally deliver to you an itemized statement listing deductions from the security deposit along with reasons and a partial refund if that is reasonable. You're entitled to some money back, then they must offer a partial refund. In addition to the itemized statement, the landlord must also send along receipts and charges, copies of charges to clean and repair. Receipts must be given along with the itemized statement. If the landlord uses his or her own employees to do the work, the itemized statement must show the work that was performed, such if it was cleaning the oven, cleaning the kitchen floor, washing the floors, whatever, and the hourly rate that was paid. And these also must be reasonable. If someone else did the work, then the landlord must provide a name and address for that person along with a phone number and their invoice so that you can confirm with that individual that indeed this person did perform these work and repair or cleaning at the apartment. If the deductions for materials and supplies are used, if the landlord sends along Windex, for whatever amount, and scouring pads for whatever amount, well, those materials also and supplies, there must be receipts for those provided to you also along with the itemization. The landlord just can't list a whole slew of items that were allegedly used in cleaning up or repairing the apartment when you moved out. The landlord can estimate the charges and place them on an itemized statement in two conditions. These also must be set within the 21 days. But the estimate is in the conditions that one where the place is so damaged or so dirty that there's no way that the landlord's going to get it clean or repaired within those 21 days. Or in the second instance, that if the landlord has somebody else come in and do it, that they have not yet received back the itemized statement from or invoices from the contractor that they used. After the landlord receives the information, however, within 14 days from that time, the landlord must supply you with a corrected itemized statement and receipts. Once again, the receipts, a lot of people overlook this. They will just get an itemized statement from the landlord and say, okay, you know, that looks cool, we're fine, we're done. But you're entitled to the receipts. Look for the receipts. Get the invoices. Make sure that they're not padded, and you know that you're not being charged unreasonable rates. Now, if you feel the deductions are wrong, you tell the landlord or his agent, and you ask why, and you make an immediate demand for refund the amount that you believe that is owed to you. You can do this by letter, or you can do it by phone. Now, if you do it by letter, we suggest that you do a certified letter, return receipt requested, so that you'll have a record, you'll get the card back, and you'll know that the landlord received it. If you're going to hand deliver the letter, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to have the landlord sign something on your copy of the letter. You should keep a copy of it and have the landlord sign and date it as being received, in case there's any question in the future. If the landlord still doesn't refund the amount that you believe is owed, you may want to try to negotiate with the landlord, or you could use one of our demand letters. This is why I created Legal Solution Letters and LawyersLetters.com. So instances where it didn't justify going out and retaining a lawyer and spending a huge amount of money, you can have us do a letter for $125, certified return receipt requested. Our letters often get great response, especially in instances like this. They'll think, oh, he's gone out and retained a lawyer, and you know we're going to come after us. You're entitled to the full refund back if the landlord does not comply within those 21 days of your moving out. This is provided for by a Supreme Court decision. You get the full security deposit back. The landlord is to send invoices, bills, and receipts to the address you provide them, him, her, or if it's a company, to them. If you don't say where, then it's delivered to or sent to the your last address, where you were living when you moved out. Obviously, the landlord would have that address. If the cost of repairs is less than $126, then the landlord does not have to send you invoices or estimates. However, the landlord still must send you an itemized statement as to the charges and list supplies and things like that were used. But they don't have to supply you with invoices or estimates, except if you request them. You can request them within 14 days from the date that you received the partial refund that you should receive and whatever the $126 went for. If you want the receipts, then you can ask the landlord for those receipts. But it has to be within 14 days after you receive the other items from the landlord, which has to be within the 21 days you move out. There's very strict time frames and stuff involved in all of this, so you want to make sure you have your timelines right. Then the landlord has 14 days from that time in which to comply. From the time that you send, again, a letter requesting the itemized statement and the receipts and invoices, the estimates, the landlord's got 14 days from then to send that to you. Well, I hope that's just a basic thing. There's a lot of other areas or aspects of this, like such things as we end up going into what is normal wear and tear. Well, that can be painting in certain instances, depending upon it's according to the length of time that you're there, how long you've lived there. Certainly, if you're there 6 months, the place doesn't deserve to be painted. As a general rule, most landlords and tenants, landlords agree now that a 2-year life expectancy on a paint job is usually pretty normal. Same goes with nail holes and plastering, things like that. The longer that you're there, the less that the landlord can claim, well, that was not normal wear and tear. So in the next video that I do for you, I'll try to go into this in more depth for you. So I hope this is of some help to all of you. And as I said, I'm going to try to be doing these periodically to try to help you out and let you know what we here at Legal Solution Letters, LawyersLetters.com, are all about and how we're trying to help you. And as I said, the letters off, and in particular with landlord-tenant issues, collection matters, we'll send demand letters off for you. You tell us how much is due. And we'll send a demand letter out for you to the landlord saying, you didn't pay it within the 21 days, they get the full refund back, pay it, or, we'll go to court. So that's us. That's it for today. Wish everybody a wonderful and happy, this happens to be a weekend for us, so I hope it's a good one for you. Thank you, and we'll talk to you again shortly.